Here's conference room in the city council building on the fourth floor. We'll call our meeting to order if we can call roll.
Commissioners Rich. Here. Tinker. Here. Connolly.
Here.
Here. Mayor Schmitz.
Here. First item on the agenda is approval of liquor license renewal applications. We've got two, I believe, that are shown on the agenda. What's the commissioner's wishes?
Move to approve.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call roll.
Commissioner Zinker.
Yes.
Commissioner Connolly.
Yes.
Yes. Commissioner Rich. Yes. Mayor Schmitz.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is just a discussion about the process of license renewals and maybe if there's a way we can be more streamlined and efficient or accomplish this without a bunch of special meetings sometimes.
I don't, I guess I have the most, and we've only had like maybe 3 or 4 special meetings since I've been on the commission since 18. So sometimes some things slip through the crack. I think internally, I think our processes are okay. But if we have a proactive approach and sometimes there's a miscommunication, these two are major, I mean, they're nationwide type things. So sometimes those corporate things get in the way.
The one question I raised yesterday when you asked to have this on the agenda, Commissioner Rich, was, I don't know the answer to this, but is there a way that the commission could effectively grant the authority to the administrative staff and then we could ratify those if that meant, so like we have some of these trailing license applications.
Valid point.
They come in after our second commission meeting in July. Can we ratify those in our first meeting in August and still not have that risk of those individuals losing their license? I'm asking a question and I don't know the answer to that. Janelle, you've got your hand up, so. Anyway,
I can help you with that. There isn't anything in state law or ordinance that would prohibit an ordinance change to do that. Logistically, I mean, having it ratified instead of approved, we could maybe put in there a conditional approval for the license pending ratification at the next regular meeting, I think is how I would draft that.
And I think that's a great idea, Janelle. I'm just trying to, I want to help our citizens and our businesses and streamline it a little bit. And then, because it gets hard to sometimes track down a time when we can call a special meeting because we all have other jobs.
Yeah, no, I would completely agree with that.
And then, yeah, like Commissioner Zenker said, it's some of it is just, there's chains of communication where if we're waiting for the restaurant, but the restaurant's waiting for corporate, vice versa,
Well, I'm new to the commission. We had 2 special meetings in 1 week, albeit last week we had another item on the agenda. And I just thought, wow, these are routine approvals. These are people with already existing licenses that are just paying their annual fee. And I thought, wow, I understand a new business or somebody's violating the code or whatever the case may be. We have to deal with that.
Yeah.
But this routine application, this routine payment of their licensing fee, why we have to have city commission approval at all?
Yeah.
Well, we have to have city commission approval on everything that happens.
Okay.
But
a ratification of.
give them a grace period, to get that in, and we do it the first week. I wouldn't have a problem with it, because you're right. We're gonna know if there's an issue with the business, we're gonna know that prior to the renewal.
Yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, like the county had to deal
Yeah.
with it. And hopefully we never get to that.
Right.
Yeah.
So Janelle, can we ask that you work on that ordinance amendment? And as we're looking. Go ahead.
Well, Mayor and Commissioners, yes, and I think we also can clarify a little bit on the Class I complimentary license. I think there's been some confusion with business owners, and I'd like to tighten that language up a little bit, make it clear for what they're used to seeing at the same time. So I could make both those changes. Is there anything else you'd like me to change?
Well, so I think Jason brought this up to me yesterday, so since we're gonna have to open the ordinance, it would be a process possibly. The state license is renewed December, is that right?
Mayor and Commissioners, state licenses expire on December 31st of each year. City licenses expire July 31st of each year. So effectively, we're causing businesses
And we
to
do it one time.
go through the process twice. Internally, we've been discussing this. It would help From a staff perspective, we're processing both gaming and alcohol renewals simultaneously, and it's getting to be a big burden on the staff. We could separate those and do gaming by state law in May and June and push alcohol licensing to the end of the year. It might simplify for the business owners to do that process essentially once for both entities, for the state and the city.
Right.
The only little hiccup or hurdle would be the fees. So right now they're set to basically have the fees for August to July. If the commission were to decide to extend those licenses till the end of the year,
We're still gonna.
we would still collect the full amount the next time. It would just be an 18-month versus a 6-month versus a 12-month.
My recommendation would be that we just, if we push that renewal for December 31st, I don't know how we do it, but somehow we grant either, so that we don't have to have another renewal until next December 31st, and they have until then.
I think in 2025.
Yeah, and
that's
it's not, and that, I mean, I get it, we're 6 months delayed,
We're
but
still gonna collect the fees.
Right.
We're gonna do that in the same fiscal calendar
Still
year.
Calendar year, yeah.
It wouldn't be that big a deal, I think.
yeah,
I think that would be beneficial. So whatever we gotta do to tell those businesses, hey, we're gonna collect this the same time in 2025 as you gotta renew your 2025 license. We could have that discussion at the table too.
right, but at least, go ahead, Janelle, your hand's raised.
So Mayor and Commissioners, the only thing I'd like a little direction on is we have, for restaurants, they'll provide that yearly statement that they provide to the tax commissioner. What is it, by the end of first quarter, I believe. So we will either need to be a year behind on monitoring that, or would you like us to maybe consider something like that? Conditional approval that they must file the report in the first quarter after their renewal and that it's compliant?
I think the
How would you
conditional
like-
approval, they're compliant unless they fall out of compliance after they, in that first quarter, I think. If we simplify it, that's another way they're reporting to the state anyway, so they're generating the same report for both entities.
Yeah, so be it.
And then what I think would make sense is could we maybe make that change effective upon the next renewal? So
Yes, yes,
they might still have one more year, July 31st to do that, but then they'll essentially have a license for 18 months, or they could, maybe we could put it in there if they want to only do 6 months. If they're feeling that, they're not sure if they're going to stay in business, that's fine too. Is there a preference for that in between period? Because we can't do it for this time.
yeah, no, but I think we can
Those
give them the,
Gone out.
we can somehow get the 18-month in there, and then we can take the one, occasional, if they have a concern that they can't maybe stay in business or are gonna close business, we can deal with that one-on-one at the commission table, I think.
That's gonna be a fraction.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we can do that. I think I can draft something in that way.
Okay, do we need any board action at this moment, or we just wait for the ordinance to change, probably hearing it so on? We have consensus.
Mayor, Commissioners, I feel like I understand, I think Jason does too, what you'd like to see. So we can start, and you can always change it at the call for the public hearing if you feel we're in the wrong direction before we publish too.
Perfect.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay,
Mayor and Commissioners, if I may, we, in the past, when we've considered modifying the ordinance, we've been very intentional about communicating with the businesses. I would like to do that in this situation as well, and just maybe solicit some feedback. If there are some striking reasons why a business may not want to switch, we would want to bring that to you.
Right.
I can't imagine what it would be, but I think it's worth asking because we've built a pretty good line of communication with these groups, and we'd like to keep establishing that if we can.
I think it's a great
That's a
idea.
great idea.
Okay,
All right,
perfect.
there being no other business, we are adjourned. Thank you for all the good feedback.
Buddy.
Thank you.